What is the most profitable word in the English language? And how can you use that word to get a lot done? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. And please subscribe if you like videos like this. I release them every week. Hey everybody, my name is Dan Henry. I'm the founder of GetClients.com and a bunch of other companies. And I was able to create several multi-million-dollar companies as well as become a best-selling author in a very short amount of time because ultimately I learned how to use this one very special word. By the way, do you have trouble saying no to people when they ask you to do things, connect, go out to dinner, etc.? Let me know in the comments. And yes, if you haven't guessed yet, that word is the word no. So let me tell you a little story about how I fully and truly understood the power of the word no. Years ago, I worked for a company where I was a pitch man. I would go to Sam's Club and other department stores and warehouse stores, and I would pitch pots and pans. And I would sell it, and I'd have this presentation I would do. And the guy that owned this company was a billionaire. His name was Jeff. And I remember I got some internet marketing skills under my belt because I wanted to start my own company, and I eventually quit my job as a pitch man, went off and started my own marketing agency. Well, about a year later, I was doing really well with it, and Jeff reached back out to me and wanted to hire me to do some marketing for his company. Now, Jeff is an eclectic individual, and he actually wanted me to come out like he does all people that he does business with. He wanted me to come out to his house in Boynton Beach, Florida, which, by the way, is right next to one of Oprah's homes. It's a huge 17-bedroom mansion. It was crazy. And this was years ago. And he asked me to spend a few days with him, talk business, and really truly understand how to work together best. Well, while I was there, I had a few moments to ask him some off-topic questions, and one of them was, Jeff, what is one of the biggest secrets to being successful? And he looks at me and he says, do you see how many phone calls I'm on every day? I said, yeah. He says, all those phone calls are calls where I'm assessing whether or not I should do business with someone, take on a project, or involve myself in a new investment. They're opportunities, basically. And I said, okay. And he says, now, I probably take about 15 of those calls a day. And 99% of the time, I say no to them. I almost always say no. I say, really? Well, why is that? He says, well, because the more times you say no, the more space and room you leave open for the real, true opportunities that are home runs. The more you say no, the more money you will make. And I thought about this really, really hard. And years later, I lived my life by that. And when I started my new companies, I lived my life by the word no. When I started, every time I got asked to do a podcast interview, I said no, unless I really truly thought it would help grow my company. Every time I got asked to do an event, I said no, unless I really thought it would grow my company better than whatever I was focusing on at that time. Now today, just to give you some context, my team runs everything. So I do a lot more podcast interviews. I do a lot more interviews. I do a lot more speaking on stage because I have time now because my team focuses on the day-to-day. But in the beginning, when I was growing, I had to focus. Look, if you can't create a great sales process for your company and you can't nail that and at least one good, consistent marketing channel, if you're off doing interviews and speaking at events and networking at conferences, you're not gonna have any time to build something that the effects of going to those things will actually produce. Because think about this, let's say you make all these connections, but you haven't nailed down a product, you haven't nailed down your marketing system. What are those connections gonna do for you? What are those people that heard you on stage gonna do for you? Nothing, because you don't have a system to monetize them. So I remained focused on doing that. And when I did that, I was able to put my nose to the grindstone, have tunnel vision, basically, focus on one thing, and in just a few short years, I've grown an 8-figure company. I was able to, my very first year, buy my dream home. My company is so profitable, I was even recently able to buy a luxury yacht, which we did turn into a business charter business. You can find out more information about how to hang out with me on my yacht at millionairecruise.com. But I digress. The point is that even Steve Jobs said, focus is not about what you choose to do, it's about what you choose not to do. So I tell you this with all sincerity, and I don't mean this to be rude, but you should pretty much almost all the time say no to almost every opportunity. In other words, you should vet those opportunities and look at the current thing you're working on and ask yourself, is my time better spent finishing what I'm focused and working on right now, or is my time better spent doing this other thing, this other opportunity? I get it. It's hard to say no to people. It's hard to say no to an interview. And I'm not saying you should always say no, but if you're always out there doing interviews and you're always out there speaking and going to networking events and taking side jobs, you're not going to have enough time to focus on what you do best and the core engine that's going to grow your company, your brand, finish your album if you're a music artist, whatever it is, okay? So if you would like to dive further into productivity and my personal methods on productivity, I invite you to check out my brand new product, the Plan Tomorrow Daily Planner. This is a planner that I designed and put to use over the past couple of years to be massively productive. It's for CEOs, action takers, thought leaders, influencers, anybody that has stuff to get done on a daily basis, especially if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur. This planner is the no BS tool that helped me get all this stuff done. If you want to do big things, you got to get things done. I will leave a link in the YouTube description, in the video below, where you can get on the waiting list for this planner. We're going to start shipping soon. You can get some more information about how this planner works on the waiting list page and get on there. And as soon as we send an email out, buy one, because we're giving away a free productivity class with every purchase of the planner, which will allow you to see inside of how I quickly grow multi-million-dollar companies, write a best-selling book, invest, all this stuff from a perspective of having time to do it and getting it done. This planner is what has helped me do it. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get on the waiting list for that. And if you enjoyed this video and you like videos like it, please subscribe. I also announce new products and new companies that I am starting or owning, usually on my YouTube channel. So do not miss that. Turn on notifications, subscribe. Don't miss the next video.